Hello everyone, I hope you're okay, and thank you for following the channel and supporting the channel by subscribing and sharing our content with each and every one in order that it can reach all corners of the earth so that people can understand what actually is going on in Uganda. Today, I would like to talk about someone who has been very instrumental in the fight for democracy in Uganda, in the fight to remove a 35-year-old dictator, someone who has been on the side of Honorable Kyagulanyi ever since before even the struggle actually began. This lady needs no introduction. She's none other than Barbie Kyagulanyi. Some people commonly know her as the First Lady because she was the First Lady before Honorable Kyagulanyi was running for president. She was the First Lady of the ghetto. Bobby Wine was the ghetto president. Barbie was the First Lady of the ghetto. So she's an amazing person. She's really interesting. But today I'm not here to talk about anything other than what she means in this struggle and what she means towards Bobby Wine and each and every one who is following the politics of Uganda. Because a few weeks ago, she joined the campaign trail to help out to canvass votes for people power, to canvass votes for Honorable Kyagulanyi, and to make sure that we take this election home. So now she's down there in the trenches with the husband, and not just for the sake of helping her husband to get into office, but for the sake of removing President Museveni out of power. Because even her, Barbie Kyagulanyi, as an individual, has been affected by Museveni's policies, as I will discuss and analyze Barbie Kyagulanyi and the politics of Uganda today. Now, while Museveni was in Ntungamo district a few weeks ago, that is Barbie's district where she was born from, she told the people of Ntungamo district that they shouldn't vote for Bobby Wine. So the people of Ntungamo asked, "Why shouldn't we vote for Bobby Wine, Mr. President?" So Mr. Museveni replied, "Oh, Bobby Wine married your daughter called Barbie Itungo. So that is the reason as to why you shouldn't that is the reason as to why you shouldn't vote for Bobby Wine." And the people of Ntungamo asked, "Is there any other reason, Mr. President, that we shouldn't vote for Mr. Bobby Wine or Mr. Kyagulanyi Sentamu?" Museveni said, "Absolutely no other reason in this whole world that I can find. Only and only that Bobby Wine married your daughter. So don't vote for him." So they were like, when he married the daughter, did he maybe divorce her? Did he commit extramarital affairs? Did he beat our girl? What did he do to the girl? So Museveni was like, "Oh, no, they are fine. They are still married today. But just don't vote for him because Bobby Wine or Mr. Bobby Wine Kyagulanyi married your daughter." That's what he said. Simply, a president, 35, that's what happens when someone takes or someone overstays in power for over 35 years. They run out of excuses of their opponents and they start creating situations that are divisive in the country, that are bad for our nation, whereby people from other regions are not meant to marry people from other regions. That's what he implies. That's what he means. That if you come from Buganda, you shouldn't marry anyone from Ntungamo, or you shouldn't marry anyone from Ankole. That if you come from Acholi, you shouldn't marry anyone from Ankole. For him, that is his understanding. Now, if you're looking for tribalism, I don't know if you can look for anything past that. He's already saying that people are tribalistic. So even marrying a person from a different tribe to Museveni, it is a crime. Because he noted it and told the people they shouldn't be voting other people because they married from a different tribe. Just because Barbie Kyagulanyi, this is a personal attack on Honorable Kyagulanyi. Museveni has gone so petty. You see, when you overstay in power, even the things you start to say, your own supporters will actually just look at you and maybe for the sake of not to tell you the truth, they will just look and say, "You know what? This guy is gone. All we are waiting for is just a matter of when. We can't wait for him to get out of power." Now, Museveni, of course, has been digging into Bobby Wine's life and his personal life and things of that sort. That's why he was able to even attack Barbie. When Barbie and Bobby Wine went to Ntungamo district, where Barbie's birthplace and born and raised, it was a massive rally. Lots of people turned up to come and listen. And when Bobby Wine stood on the pulpit to speak, oh, everyone was in joy. When Barbie came, oh my God, it was like 1,000 times more than when even Bobby Wine spoke. And for me, I realized at that moment that in Barbie Kyagulanyi, there is something that other people have not seen. Now, what happened on social media after Barbie Kyagulanyi was in this district? People started looking at her dress and said that, oh, she has a snake on her dress. These people from Museveni's camp, they started doing memes and trying to troll her on Facebook, saying that she has a snake on her dress. That is how little these people are. That is how stupid they are. You at times think that these people you don't even have to argue with. Those are the people in power. You have a president who says that you shouldn't vote for someone just because my opponent married this person from your region, and he is not worth marrying from your region. And when they asked him, oh, did he divorce our girl? No, the girl is there, is still there. Over 20 years in marriage. Because Barbie Kyagulanyi and Bobby Wine, they met in 2000. And since then, they have been together. Exemplary family. Exemplary individuals. Lots of people in Uganda today, the youths, they see themselves in Barbie. We see ourselves in Bobby Wine. That is what these people do not understand. Now, Barbie is very, very inspiring. She has a charity that was attacked by Museveni. This is not the first attack on Barbie Kyagulanyi by Museveni, no. She has a charity called Caring Hearts, where they take care of kids who have HIV, AIDS, drug abuse, menstrual health, among others. Now, when she started doing sanitary towels for young girls who could not afford towels, but she started her charity, teaching them how to make, towels that you can reuse. You know what happened? When Bobby Wine ran for office and started opposing the age limit, what Museveni did was, you know what? Barbie's founders are terrorists. They should be kicked out of the country. And they closed her charity. Poor lady. They closed her funding of everything. And everyone she was working with was just out of the country. Because she was helping people to get sanitary towels to them. This is not the politics we need. Politics has to be fair. Politics shouldn't be... if an opposition candidate is trying to do something for the people, then if you feel that you want to compete with her, then you do better. That is how competition should be. But competition is not just arm twisting her funders and say, oh, you get out of the country. So Barbie built a very strong ground. Now, the other thing is, last year, Barbie was also invited to come and speak in Kampala, a geopolitics conference organized by the French embassy. She was among the panelists. And some of Museveni's women, when they saw this, they started attacking Barbie, that she doesn't deserve to be on that panel. And we were like, really? That no, that lady, blah, 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 she's not as good. That's what these people were doing. And they were paid to do that. That because she sat to speak about Kampala, the geopolitics conference. Her status has been growing because she's very inspirational, the way she conducts herself as a mother. Today you will see her wearing a gomesi. A gomesi is like a traditional kind of dress for us people in Uganda. And then the other day you will see her wearing a hijab to fit in amongst Muslims and talking to Muslim women. The other day you will find her at a school talking to children about menstrual health, talking to boys about careers and things of that sort, and talking about her life as a person who is married to the celebrities. Married to a celebrity, Bobby Wine by then. So she's a person who is well versed with the country, who has been in different spheres, working in the ghettos and slums of Kamocha and things of that sort. So Barbie is a very, very inspiring person as a mother, as a wife to Bobby Wine, as well as a person who has seen or who has worked with so many children coming from different types of background. But all this work that she has done, it hasn't gone without challenges, especially within the government, because her funding has been cut, she has been trolled, she has been abused, her children have been abused. They threw grenade at the husband while she was there. Even as we speak now, she's getting tear gassed and pepper sprayed by the state. Barbie Kyagulanyi. Now, when you go there and tell these people that, okay, do not vote for her, and then you pepper spray her, what do you think is going to happen for someone of their region that they feel proud of, that you are trying to tear gas? Why is Museveni so scared for Barbie to be in the West? I'm going to tell you why. Now, I've always been asking myself, is there an importance of a first lady in our country? And if I told someone is running to oust Museveni, can a first lady or can your wife really play a major role? And my answer I came to was like, I think yes. And also it depends on where your wife comes from. Yes, I said that. It depends on where the wife comes from. Because Bobby comes from the central region, Barbie comes from the western region. Now, if you're looking for diversity in Bobby Wine, then look at his marriage, number one. Number two, you cannot say Bobby Wine is tribalistic, because the person he married comes from a different region. So how could you say that Bobby Wine is a tribalist? And yet his in-laws come from the western part of Uganda, in fact where you come from. So Barbie is a very, very strong pillar in this struggle. Let me give you a flashback. One of the strongest candidates, of course, who have tried to oppose Museveni is Colonel Dr. Kizza Besigye. When I was making my research, I noticed Besigye was very powerful in 2001. Very powerful. You know why? Because she had Byanyima on his side. Byanyima was a very strong pillar in Besigye's campaigns. And Byanyima was always on ground to make sure that Besigye and the FDC was actually getting as popular as possible. Byanyima was all over radio stations talking about FDC. For those of you who don't know Byanyima right now, she's the executive director of UNAIDS. And she was also the executive director of Oxfam before she went to UNAIDS. And before all that, she was a member of parliament in Barara municipality. And before all that, Byanyima and Besigye, who was a strong opponent in the early 2000s, go back way in the bush in 1986, before Museveni, in 1986, when Besigye, who was Museveni's personal doctor, and Byanyima, they have some sort, they were kind of related together in a very, very complex way. This is how it was. Besigye was a personal doctor to Museveni during the Bush War of 1980s. Now, Byanyima, his father, Boniface Byanyima, he's the one who raised Museveni. Museveni grew up in Byanyima's house. That is the father, Boniface. So Museveni grew up in that house, and Museveni and Byanyima were close. Byanyima Boniface said that Museveni wanted to marry her daughter, and Boniface refused. And Boniface Byanyima, before he even died, he warned the country about Museveni. The clip is there on YouTube. He said that gentleman cannot be trusted. His name is Tibuhaburwa. He said those words almost 15 years ago, before the gentleman passed away. Today, in 2020, Museveni confirmed that his name was Tibuhaburwa. Then we had to ask ourselves, all of these 35 years in power, are we being ruled by a person who didn't even know his name? That on this day he added a new name to his name? So, Byanyima was an aerocratic engineer, these people who work on airplanes. She left her studies to go and join the bush, to go and join Museveni in the bush. So when she joined the bush, him and Museveni were there. Then that's where Besigye finds Byanyima, and then they hit it off, and later Besigye actually marries Byanyima, and then it is said that the reason as to why Museveni and Besigye, of course, they were at loggerheads was not only because of Besigye being in opposition, but because Besigye took away someone that Museveni actually admired, and this is actually written as well in the books. Now, in 2001, Byanyima, who grew up with Museveni, go head to head with in conjunction with the husband, who is Dr. Kizza Besigye, who was the doctor to Museveni. They go head to head. Now that was a strong force. That is why you see it was really, really robust. It was strong. It was firm, because the wife was also strong. Now what happened? Byanyima, of course, went to parliament as the member of parliament from Barara municipality. But 5 years later, you know what happened? Byanyima never came back to the trenches. The only thing she did, she just went to campaign for Besigye. Then afterwards, sorry, not campaign, she just came for Nambole to get the presidential papers, and then afterwards she left. Ever since Byanyima left Besigye's side in the campaign trail, Besigye has never been as strong, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Because just imagine if Byanyima was still around, even all these days, all these times, canvassing votes for, because she was a fighter, she was a rebel, so she was a fighter, she knew how to canvass votes everywhere. So when Byanyima left, then Besigye's popularity and Besigye's campaign started dwindling. Where did Byanyima go? After 2006, she never sought re-election in her municipality. Allegedly, Museveni helped her to get a job in Oxfam as an ED. From Oxfam, he also helped her to get a job in UNAIDS. And then she has never come back to get herself involved in the politics of Uganda. And then Besigye has been fighting a lone battle with no lady on his side. Even everything that is going on today in Uganda, Byanyima can never say a word. You can go to her Twitter and look. She never mentions anything. These are the quiet people out there that have the platform, but they can never come out to condemn anything that is happening to us Ugandans today. We have very many powerful Ugandans all over the world in powerful positions, and I will come in an episode where I will talk about powerful Ugandans in powerful positions that are quiet about what is taking place in our nation. And don't miss out on that one. Anyway, going back to the point of Barbie, I was showing you the relevance of Byanyima. Now let us compare. From Besigye, of course, we had a few people that came around. We had a lady called the Mbabazi. Mama Mbabazi comes around, but the wife, of course, wasn't as strong, but she was more of a background lady. But then she didn't really do anything as big. In this particular election, we can all agree that all the candidates, we have almost 11 candidates, but no candidate has sought the help of the wife to help him or her to come and canvass votes. You know why? Because they know and they understand that maybe their wives, and this is not personal attacks, but this is just an analysis, but they understand that, of course, their wives are not political as such, number one. Number two, also, even if their wives came out to try and campaign for them, they wouldn't get as much votes as possible. The people like Amuriat, it is very hard. I've not seen Amuriat's wife, and I think if at all maybe Amuriat brought the wife on board, people would vote Amuriat for that. But Amuriat hasn't used that advantage. People like Norbert Mao's wife, in fact, worked for Museveni for some time, and then she left, I think. But then Norbert Mao has also not used that opportunity. We have people like Mugisha Muntu, Gregory, is also, I don't know the wife, but I think these are all presidential candidates, and what I'm discussing here are first ladies, just in case any of these ones win. So Mugisha Muntu, of course, we don't know the wife. Tumukunde, we don't know the wife. Now, in this day and age, what Ugandans need is, they need to know who the first lady is. They also need to know number one, who is running for president. Secondly, who will be our first lady. Who will be our first lady is also an important factor today. Because if the first lady is not someone who has been, out there in the people, talking to people, and the people don't know him, and she just stands up on the day of swearing in, just like our current president is. Because the first lady was, with all due respect to Janet, she was in Sweden hiding there. That's where she was. But then Museveni was this way fighting. She actually first went to Tanzania and then she went to Sweden. But then Museveni took power and then the first lady came along. And in 2009, she became a minister, blah, blah, blah. She entered active politics. You get it? But you also said that she also makes decisions in the background with the president, of course. Because the first lady is very, very, very important in the state. Because she gives informal decisions to the president, and she can manipulate the president in one way or the other. We have seen these things with Hillary Clinton, with Grace Mugabe, with Denise Nkurunziza, the wife to Pierre Nkurunziza, Grace Mugabe, the former wife to the widow to Robert Mugabe. We have seen this with Mama Kazamire, that is to the wife to, she was not the wife, official wife, but she was of course very, very important because Dr. Kamuzu Banda never had a wife, but it said that Mama Kazamire was very, very close and she would actually influence Dr. Banda's decisions. She was a nurse in Banda's hospital, but then afterwards she became a secretary to Dr. Hastings Kamuzu Banda, and they wielded a lot of power, and most of the decisions that were made by these so-called presidents had a very big influence of these first ladies. And these first ladies actually, they also wanted a shot on the presidency. The same thing applies today to Janet Museveni, being said that she also wants, back there they were saying that she wanted to become president, and that's why she had entered active politics. So the people, the presidential candidates I've mentioned, with exception of Bobi Wine, things have been in his favor because even the wife can get him votes as well. That is what Museveni fears. Because not only is Bobi Wine very powerful, but the wife is also powerful. That's why Museveni has to attack the wife and tell the people of Ntungamo that your girl here, Bobi Wine stole your girl and took her and married her. It's not that Bobi Wine never gave Barbie a wedding. These people wedded. It is one of the biggest weddings in Uganda. Museveni said that he refused to pay bride price. That is what he said. He said it that he never paid bride price. And he will never pay bride price, as we say. So, but Bobi Wine married his wife. He married the wife and they have nice and beautiful children. When you look at the family, more people are now staying in marriage because of Bobi Wine. And this is not an exaggeration. Because they have said that Bobi Wine is not a role model. He's a ganja man. He smokes weed. He's just a musician. He's a nobody in society. But on the other hand, he has a stable marriage with a respectable wife, with nice kids, nice children. A lady who is down to earth, who is open to everyone. Barbie Kyagulanyi, the people around him, they tell you, even Bobi Wine's friends, they tell you that that lady is a very down to earth person. And what she does is, the friends of Bobi Wine become tight friends. The friends of Bobi Wine, their wives, they become tight friends to Barbie Kyagulanyi. For example, people like Nubian Lee, the wife is very tight with Barbie. So you see that kind of camaraderie is very, very powerful. That is why you see Bobi Wine has these young lads walking around him. You will never see so many people in suits around him. These are people that he has grown up with. These are people who are his tight friends, who will never betray him. So that is the importance of Barbie Kyagulanyi. Barbie Kyagulanyi is a person who is able to speak different types of languages. The fact that she comes from Ntungamo, it means that she's bilingual. She can speak Lunyachitara, she can speak Rutoro, all of those Western languages. So where Bobi Wine cannot make a point clear, Barbie Kyagulanyi will emphasize and make the point clear. And if you are an NRM supporter, they don't want that. Because they don't want Bobi Wine's message to be clear to the people so that they don't vote for him. But Barbie Kyagulanyi is there to pitch that in. But if Tumukunde comes to Kampala, and maybe his Luganda is not so good, who is there to emphasize his message? A person that they can look at that is close to Tumukunde. Who is there for Norbert Mao to emphasize the message in Eastern Uganda? That I'm meaning in the context of a wife that you married. So strategically now, we Ugandans are supposed to be thinking strategically whenever you are marrying. If you're getting married, you have to think that, okay, maybe I have presidential ambitions in future. I have parliamentary ambitions. So I shouldn't be marrying from just my tribe. I should be marrying from other tribes as well. because in the future you never know what is going to happen. So these are some of the conditions that have favored Bobby Wine and that make him a very dangerous opposition candidate that is here to stay. Because the western part of Uganda, it is Museveni's sort of stronghold. But then if you have Barbie coming and dividing all your votes up, of course no one is going to be happy. And on the other hand, the First Lady, of course, has not helped the President to get more votes. Because the First Lady, whenever she's at the campaign rallies for President Museveni, all she's saying that, oh, President Museveni, please more teachers, schools, this and this, and she's more like giving a report as the Minister of Education than canvassing votes for the President, which is very interesting. And the fact that Barbie is still young and energetic, you cannot compare her to all the other competitors, competing First Ladies. Because for them, they're not old, but they might be old, because some I don't even know. But Barbie can move from here to there. Today I saw her fighting for a woman, a poor woman who was pepper sprayed, and she was at the front line. So whoever is saying that Bobby Wine is keeping his family away from politics and so on and so forth, all these people are now lying. The fact that Barbie is there in the trenches with the husband is a very, very big sign to anyone who has been doubting this struggle, that the days of Museveni are now numbered, because Bobby Wine is bringing his entire family on board. And trust me, if that is the hardest thing for Museveni to contemplate, to see the wife coming and traveling with this gentleman each and everywhere they go. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this episode. I've tried my best, but I'll be coming back with more episodes about Barbie Kyagulanyi, Nubian Lee, and all other people that are around Bobby Wine, or that are around Honorable Kyagulanyi Sentamu. Don't you forget, guys, don't forget, voting is on January the 14th, 2021. And please turn up in big numbers and go and vote. We also like to thank Barbie Kyagulanyi for her role in the struggle and whatever good and everything that she has done to make sure that we get where we are today. Keep on fighting, Barbie. We are on your side. Uganda is on your side, and everyone is on your side. And in the end, we shall win. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and subscribe to the channel, share the video, and we love you, Barbie Kyagulanyi. We love you, Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi Sentamu. We love NUP. We love People Power. God bless you all.